Hey everyone, this is Jeetan. In couple of prior videos, we talked about service delivery model and cloud deployment models. In this video, we are going to go a bit further and discuss about physical and management infrastructure of Azure. When we have an Azure account and we create services and resources, we rely on the physical infrastructure, which is made up of several data centers. Data center is a physical facility with its own cooling, power, and networking. Or when we create services in Azure, we don't choose the data center. Rather, we deploy to an availability zone. Availability zone is one or more data centers, typically three, connected through a low latency network. And when we create a virtual machine or any other resource, it gets deployed to the availability zone. Now these are virtual machines are zonal services, and you can create similar VMs in another availability zone to provide failover capabilities and also high availability when you route the traffic from load balancer to same VMs in multiple AZs. Now there are zonal services like databases, SQL databases, which Azure makes sure to replicate across multiple AZs to provide failover capabilities. Now there are several regions within Azure infrastructure. Region is nothing but a geographical location on the planet, and each region will have at least one data center, but typically more, and these data centers are connected through high throughput Azure pipes, internet pipes. Each region is paired with another region, and this pairing is static and it is called as region pairs, and this allows you to have failover capabilities in case of big disastrous events like earthquakes, floods, civil unrest, etc. And the regions in region pairs are 300 miles apart. So when you have services replicated in multiple regions in a region pair, and one of the region is impacted, one can easily route the traffic to bring up the services from the another region and route the traffic to another region. And also when Azure pushes updates, it makes sure that the services are updated in one region and then in another region in that region pair, which allows you to keep the services up and running and minimize the downtime. Now when we create services or in Azure, we are creating a resource. A resource is nothing but an object with its own configuration, JSON configuration file. All Azure resources will have JSON configuration file and have type, name, API version, and location as mandatory attributes, and other attributes are based on the service and the resource that is created for the along with that object. Resources are managed and grouped in resource groups, and resources can be moved within resource groups. One can create resource groups to manage resources based on type, location, billing account, or based on the application lifecycle, which is a common strategy that you have dev, test, and prod resource groups, and then you manage resources within that resource groups based on the app lifecycle. Also, Azure has a subscription entity which allows you to manage the billing scenarios and the access management for the resources and services that you have provisioned in your Azure account. Now, subscription will create a usage record which will be, and these usage records will be consolidated into a monthly invoice that customers will have to pay every month. And subscription usually has a start and end date, and you will have an yearly subscription, 3-year subscription, or monthly subscription depending upon the billing option that you may choose for the resources and the services. And you can also have multiple subscriptions based on how you want to get billed for certain services and how you want to get billed for other services. Now, above subscription, there are management groups which allow you to group multiple subscriptions and apply compliance and governance policies when you have a complex infrastructure and many resources that you are managing across multiple regions and geographies. That's about it for today, and thank you for listening.